Wait, hold up. Welcome to my South Africa vlog part 2, the Kruger National Park Self-Drive Safari Day. Come along with my husband and I to Kruger National Park in St. Lucia as first-time travelers to South Africa. I'm from the United States, my husband is from France, and we're currently living in Paris. I think it's important to share the tales of woe along with the awe-inspiring sights, so be prepared for the highs and lows and everything in between, because we've had it all on this trip. Part 2 of this series is our self-drive safari day within Kruger National Park. Be sure to check out Part 3, the private safari and sunrise safari we did, as well as Part 4, which is St. Lucia, a hippo safari, and being around the ocean. If you missed Part 1, be sure to go check that out, as it is our travel day, as well as some really practical on-the-ground tips for first-timers coming to South Africa. So let's dive in. This first morning, only my South Africa playlist and adrenaline could get me through, truly. We did not get enough sleep after not sleeping on the red-eye very much the night before, but all that mattered was just taking in these sights and sounds and smells of a new place. Like, you know, when you arrive somewhere totally different and it just feels so surreal that you're just taking it all in, like to the 10th degree. That was that. We got going a little later than planned, but that was a-okay. The park opened at 6 a.m. and we wanted to be like at the gate ready to get in at 6 a.m. We got there a little bit after and had to wait in a little bit of traffic. It's 6:01 a.m. We're coughing. We're ready to go. It's a little bit later than we expected, but we're doing great. And here's the sun. Self-drive safari day coming at ya. At this point, we might have been a little overeager, but I don't care. We were so excited to see some animals. So this is actually a map that shows our route with all the animals we saw. We started at the Fabini gate, and you can see all the animals following the purple line, just to give you a lay of the land. So this is a little preview of what's to come. Every time you come in and out of the park, you have to either get or give back this form, as well as the officers might check inside your car just to make sure you don't have any alcohol or weapons. I checked out this sightings board, which is really cool because it shows the actual animals that were seen yesterday or today in the park. And before we knew it, we were out in the actual park, freaking out over elephant poop, wondering where they were and wondering what our first animal sighting might be. Well, spoiler, it was Impalas, which I guess makes sense because they're kind of like the squirrels of Kruger. But nonetheless, we were very excited. After that, we saw zebras, which honestly was so surreal to see zebras in the wild. And a wildebeest. We know what you did to Mufasa. Gosh. Oh my gosh. Then we saw our very first giraffe from a distance, and this was all before 7 a.m. I couldn't believe it, neither could my husband, and after that came the tears. life. There you have it. This dramatic light was everything, and seeing the giraffe with the zebras was just stunning. At this point, we could hardly believe that we were here and that we'd already seen so many animals at like 7 a.m. Everything we had done to get here felt so worth it. We saw our first backup of cars at this point, where you're looking to see what animal do they see. It was a lioness and multiple cubs, which I unfortunately did not see or get on video, but my husband saw them. We were stunned. We couldn't believe it. Cubs. Are you serious? At this point, every single animal we saw was just feeling like such a gift. We were crossing them off our mental list, but also had no expectations because it was our first day and we just didn't know what was realistic. And I think that's the beauty of the first day in any new place, but especially when you're looking for animals, you're just taking it all in and just so grateful for everything you see. Then we saw our very first kudu, which, look at those antlers. That's crazy. Here is a little restroom area, super remote, that we pulled off to near the Pretorius Cop rest camp. There's no one around, and I definitely thought about like lions coming to get us at some point, but we were good, and it was my first time driving on the left side of the road, getting acquainted with it here, while our previous driver stretched his legs. And right after I took over the wheel, we saw a mama elephant and 2 babies, after I had low-key just been manifesting seeing a mother elephant and babies. Then we saw our very first Cape buffalo, which are one of the big 5. They appeared kind of dangerous to me with those very oversized horns, but always seemed very docile when we were by them, just munching on grass on the side of the road like cows. But I would definitely treat them as dangerous animals, because I'm sure they are. Next, we happened upon some African elephants very up close. This was the closest we had really gotten to any at this point, and it was very surreal. They were really bopping around, walking, and just to see them move like this and be so close to them was insane for my brain to wrap itself around. Then we happened upon a whole group of vervet, or vervet, I'm not sure how to pronounce that, monkeys, which we would see a lot of throughout this trip. But I had never been to a place that has just wild monkeys running around, so it was another one of those things that I was consciously anticipating and thinking, I can't believe I'm about to see monkeys in the wild. The roads here were extremely bumpy, and at this point we were mostly glad that we had chosen the road less traveled by, as we had hardly seen anyone in this part of the park. We were able to stop for lunch at the Afsfall. Again, I'm sorry if I'm not pronouncing that correctly, rest camp, and I saw this very striking bird there that was eager for some food, and they had a lot of great options for food here, including some vegetarian items for breakfast and lunch. It was a super relaxed setup where you could just take a seat at a picnic table kind of seat, and they would bring you your food. They had a big grill as well as some desserts. Look at that sweet angel. See, she was looking right at us right here, and obviously she had a calf, so we were being careful not to do anything to disturb them additionally, because that could get intense. But to make eye contact with an elephant is so surreal. It just feels so sacred and special, at least to us coming from the US and France. At this point, when both the mother and then the calf started walking towards us, we were already freaking out. Like, how are we so blessed to be right next to this elephant and calf? Little did we know what was about to happen. Did I think about the elephant and calf from Rainforest Cafe once? Yes, I did. But you know what? Rainforest Cafe means a lot to me. What can I say? And you know what? That's a nod to Rainforest Cafe and their amazingly accurate audio animatronics that I literally thought of them while seeing an actual elephant calf and mom in the wild. A different baby crossed the road. All of a sudden we had elephants just literally coming out of our ears. And look at that one carrying its little snack. We later learned that there's actually an overpopulation of elephants inside Kruger National Park, that there's about 30,000 there right now, and they actually only have the resources and capacity for about a third of that. And that there's actually 32 species that are going extinct as a result of elephant overpopulation. But at this point, we did not know that, and all I knew was these elephant babies were insanely cute. Look at them running across the road. This is an absolute dream come true.
Driving after we just saw how many elephants? Like 8? Like literally they were just exploding. they came to us. Like, we weren't even like chasing after them. Like, the other car stopped way far in advance of them. Like, we didn't get up right next to them. They literally came out towards us. That was absolutely insane.
Yeah, I was like, more shots already.
That was
It's such smart animals, you can tell. Living their lives.
I know, they're so peaceful. Yeah. They're so beautiful, and to see, like, the moms with the babies, and that they're that calm, and the babies seem just so secure.
Interesting how they just follow each other. Did you notice?
Yeah.
They didn't even like make any. I guess they were watching each other. Like, okay, cross the road, and they all started crossing. I was like, interesting.
Yeah. But like, some of the babies like stayed on the other side of the road for a little bit. Like, they were like confident doing their own thing. But then once 5 out of the 8 of them were gone, they were like, oh, we all better go now. Oh my gosh. That was just like the most blessed thing that's ever happened. It's crazy.
So yeah, we were in our feels. I was definitely just feeling so grateful and blessed. And we kept on driving, and one thing that really surprised me about Kruger is just the variety of landscapes that you can just keep driving along the same road and the landscapes change dramatically. Like, there's so many different kinds of ecosystems here. And look at this, we were here at the end of the drive season, but there was one little limited area where there was a puddle we had to drive through. I would be very curious to see Kruger National Park at other times of the year. I've seen photos and videos where it's super green, and to us, this was green, but I mean, it was pretty dry. I was legitimately impressed when I saw this Zazu bird. Like, I was starstruck. I recognized him right away. More formally known as a hornbill. I could just stare at zebras' coat patterns and their cute little bodies all day. I mean, look how strong they are too. They're just adorable.
We meet again. More zebras on the road, just chilling.
Gentle, we try to go fast now.
This guy could not get enough scritchy scratches. Like, we sat in front of him for a few minutes, and he reminded me of a dog, honestly, the way he just loved getting scratches.
You're just a baby. 2 babies. Wow, like the first one was really light colored. Like, I don't know if I've ever seen a giraffe that light. Maybe it was just a baby. Nobody can compete
Yeah, I was able to beat my master, Lauren. She taught me how to drive, and I still need to compete on my hours. So with her first, and just to show me how to drive properly. She's going to show me today for another 4 hours, I hope. So yeah, she gets to drive actually in the real roads. So that's the funny part here. At night.
At this point, near the end of our self-drive safari day, it was all becoming more comfortable and familiar, and I was thinking to myself, I already never want to leave.
Look at this angel. Angel's there and our car's there.
And then we saw the animal that is perhaps the rarest of them all in Kruger, the rhino. As we were dragging our feet to leave the park, we came upon another group of stopped vehicles. This time we stopped for probably 10 minutes before we could see any kind of shred of an animal and realized it was a male and female lion laying together, and then they started to mate. We did not get to see the mating, but that safari group did, all because they were raised up. So that is when it definitely pays to have a guide and be on a higher vehicle. Still, it was cool to just be in the vicinity and to have stumbled upon it, and our guide the next day said that everyone was talking about that on the radio. We were obsessed with this red sand in this region near Crocodile Bridge. We exited the park at Crocodile Bridge and headed back to our Airbnb. It was about a 4-hour drive, which was pretty long after an entire day of driving, but boy was it worth it. We wouldn't have had it any other way than having a self-drive safari for our very first day. We stopped at this South African chain restaurant called Spur on the way out to get some food. It was honestly like an American chain restaurant, like Chili's or something, and we were not even mad about it. This dessert was amazing. And that concludes part 2 of this series, our self-drive safari day in Kruger National Park. Stay tuned for part 3, which includes our private safari and our group safari in Kruger National Park. As always, thank you so much for watching. Please remember that you are valued and you deserve great things. Hope you have a great day and see you next time.